Oh, 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 oh. It's time for talking about stuff. Hi, YouTube. Hi, friends. My name is Manny. I'm from the band Elithios. I'm here to talk to you today about something that I promised that I would talk to you back in like April or something, which is the results of our album release. What does that even mean? The results of an album release? Well, you might not recall, but we did a somewhat unconventional album release, and we promised to share the results so that this could be informative to other bands who might be putting out records and kind of wondering what the hell should they do. So I'm going to share basically all of our sales information, how the album did, the process of that, so that this way, if you're a musician also thinking about putting out a record, maybe you can kind of look at what we did and see if it's right for you. All right, here we go. So first up, just a little bit of background. The record is our second record. It's right here. It's called Every Bird Ever. Voila. The artwork by Andre De Felice. It's a circle of birds. Started writing songs for that back in like 2021. We recorded at Studio G with Jeff Berner. It was a process of like 2.5 years just because we had to do it kind of piecemeal. We couldn't just do it all at once because money. Yeah. Also, the songs weren't all done. And then we just put it out in April of 2024. So it's been 120 days. So the record's been out that's 120 days. That's like 5 years, right? Four months, 30 days per month. Yeah. So what made our album release unconventional? Well, we basically did the whole pay what you want thing, the free thing. But normally people give away the digital album for free, and we decided to give away the vinyl for free, which was kind of something that we saw that no one had done before. And what drew me to the idea of giving away the vinyl for free was just kind of a reaction. It was more of just a reaction to just the way music in general has been kind of turned into this kind of disposable commodity. With kind of streaming and everything being what it is, the value of music has just completely just gone to shit. Like, no one really listens to records anymore. Music has become kind of, and this is, again, I am speaking in so vague kind of thoughts that they're not really fact or anything, but this is just my observation of it. It just seems like music has become somewhat of a background thing for most people, myself included at times, where you just throw on a Spotify playlist or a daily mix and you just listen to it, but you're not really paying attention. It's just kind of there. It's just filling in this space. And then also on top of that, just the kind of the instant gratification of being able to get anything ever immediately. It's harder to listen to stuff or try new things when you could just like instantly just be like, I want to hear that great song by that great band that I remember and it's perfect. Whereas like when I was like buying CDs or subscribing to Columbia House and getting hundreds of CDs, you were just kind of stuck with what you bought. So if I had a really bad Timbaland and Magoo CD, that was it. I had to learn and live with those 12 songs, and that was my life. Like if you were a young kid and you didn't really know that much about the Smashing Pumpkins, and the first one you went out and bought was the Pisces Iscariot, you were kind of stuck with it. And you just had to listen to it, and you just listen to it over and over again. It grows on you. So that's kind of something that doesn't happen anymore, right? Like if I'll listen to a record and it's not like immediately awesome, it's hard to justify listening to it twice when I've got like 5 or 6 other things coming down the pike. Or coming down, is that a word? Yeah. So with that being the setup, and then also having enough self-awareness to understand that the music that I was writing, it was not necessarily like something that's going to blow up big. I was just like, all right, I can do something that's good. That's good. That's really great for me. But if you compare it to like, I don't know, fucking Los Lobos, I don't know. It's not gonna really measure up. It's not Mambo number 5. So I already knew that we weren't going to make a lot of money. I knew we weren't going to get a lot of streams. And then streaming, on the other hand, they pay you basically nothing unless you get to a certain level. Like you have to get 1,000 streams before they even pay you anything. So already these tech bros are saying that, your music is valueless unless it achieves a certain number. If music is valueless, then I'm going to basically just say, okay, fine. Then in that case, then we're going to put it out for free and we're going to see if it really is valueless. And I believe that people will respond to having this physical object, listening to it, and then they'll go out and buy it. So that was my thought, right? The other big thing, and I have videos about this, but we decided to not do press, not spend extra money to do press. We just decided, let's just do word of mouth. I figured if we're putting this out for free, maybe that'll be enough to kind of just get like a little bit of just word of mouth between friends and just being like, hey, this dumbass is giving away music for free. I'm a vinyl collector and I can't help myself. So even if it's bad, I still want it. So I was kind of banking on the fact that we're doing this dumb thing would just kind of get us a little bit of traction. But did it work? Did it work? Well, the results are in. I'm going to now share with you data. So if you're a fan of like numbers and data and math, you're going to love this part. Okay, ready? I think I might need the microphone stand for this. Forgive me. This is not really attractive looking, but I'm not trying to be a professional YouTuber. So a word from today's sponsor. Greek wine is good. In calor, fresco. Okay, so we put out the record April 12th. That's 120 days from today, which is August 12th, I think. We ordered 100 vinyl. And then through kind of overage and stuff like that, we basically got 150. And it cost us $2,696. Mathematically, that breaks down to, if we're going to sell it at $20 a copy, that means this much. This is how much it costs, and this is how much profit we would potentially get, right? Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So when we put out the record, we put it out for free, and we just said, just pay for the shipping. It was $5 for shipping. And then if you like the record, we put like notes inside of the album, and then you can go back and you can buy the digital, which had 2 extra songs. We put it on Bandcamp. And then we had our release show like a week after the actual album came out. So the first week, it was all Bandcamp sales. And that was 56 people took us up on the Bandcamp free vinyl. 56 people ordered the free vinyl. Now, here's the funny thing. Some people still paid for it. Because you can't just like take it for free. You have to put in a number. And I told people just put $5 for the shipping. But people were like, some people put in like 20, some people put in 10, some people put in 50. And so based on those 56, from those 56 records, we generated $715. We sold 35 digital copies for a total of $516. On the release show, we gave them away for free. And again, we had our Venmo up there if anyone wanted to do it. So on the release show, we gave away 50 copies. Right, so if you're keeping track, that's about 106 vinyls gone already. 10 of them were already comped, so there's like bandmates, friends, producers, family. The total that we made from the record being free and put out was $1,912. That's the vinyl and the digital, right? $1,912. That left us with under 50. At live shows since then, we've sold like another 15. We've got about 20 left now. So essentially, if we sell the last 20 or 25 records that we have for about 20 or 25 bucks, we might break even. It would be about $500 something. And so if we sell the last 25 at a normal price, we might break even for the cost of the vinyl itself. Now, would we have gone through as much vinyl if we didn't give away like 2/3 of it? Probably not. Now, as like the musician and the band, this kind of brings up the conundrum, right? Because it's like we want to not lose money on this, but at the same time, we want people to have it, and money shouldn't be an obstacle. Ultimately, like the sacrifice feels worth it because the goal was to have people to have the record and gotten so many wonderfully kind messages from people with whom the record is connected, which is amazing. And I think a lot of these people wouldn't have gotten the record if it wasn't like some free thing. We got a ton of new people like finding us online and becoming engaged with us. So I guess that's good. That's good. Streaming. I don't want to spend too much time on streaming because that's so boring, but I think it's kind of funny, right? So on Bandcamp, our top song on Bandcamp with Athens, about 7,000 people listen to that, right? You don't get paid for the streams on Bandcamp, right? But it's funny. Bandcamp, our numbers are way higher than Spotify. Spotify, our numbers are terrible by comparison, right? Our numbers are terrible by comparison to what people consider to be successful, right? People are saying Katy Perry's flopping because she only had like 1 million people listen in the first day. I don't know. What does this world mean? On Spotify, Athens, which is basically our lead single, which we thought was our best song. That's got 3.2 thousand people listening. Heartthrob, 1.3 thousand. New Leaf, 1.2. Fangs. Our number one song on Spotify is Fangs, a song that got cut from the vinyl record. Now, I have a theory on this. I think that we got added to some kind of bot playlist because one day out of nowhere, it was like thousands of people started listening to it. And that just doesn't seem right because I like the song. It's a perfectly fine song, but it's one of those songs that when Jeff heard it, he said, that's definitely a mood piece, which if you know Jeff, that's like his nice way of saying, I still love it. But yeah, so that's our best song on Spotify, which is so weird because it's not really indicative of the rest of the record. It's a great song. Stephanie sings on it. It's great. But it's not better than the other songs. So with all that said, we've got about like 10,000 streams for the whole record, which amounted to about $30 to $40 from Spotify. So yeah, there you have it. So that's the end of the numbers portion, or at least the streaming and the sales portion. So it sounds like we broke even, right? We're close. Like if we sell the last 20, which we probably will, we'll have broken even. 2,900 basically in sales. Not bad, right? Ooh, one problem. We forgot about studio costs and all those other things. That was about $7,000. So, if you're following along, 7,000 minus 2,000, that puts us $5,000 in debt, or as I like to call it, in credit card jail. $5,000 in interest. In conclusion, I think the free vinyl thing, in my view, was a success because we went through 3 boxes of vinyl. And we've reached new fans, we've made new friends, and people really appreciated it. And it just kind of got people to like wake up and pay attention. And I think it's a reasonable thing, especially if you have like a really good record. If it's a great record, and like don't just listen to it yourself, like play it for some people who'll give you honest feedback, not people who are going to blow smoke up your ass. Play it for them, and if it really is something great and you're a kind of band who maybe doesn't have the biggest reach, it could be something that could work for you, whereas the alternative might be where you might get a run of 100 and then you only sell like 10, 15, and then you just got 80 records sitting around. Or worst case, maybe you order way more and then you've got boxes of vinyl. You don't know what to do with it, and it's just a whole bunch of environmental waste at that point. Let's say you are a band who does have actually a little bit of buzz and you do a PR push on top of it, you might go freaking astronomical at that point, because if you have more people paying attention to this kind of thing, like, it'd be rad. Like, take it what you will. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's for not. Regarding the sort of $5,000 elephant in the room, or as I like to call it, the used Mitsubishi Eclipse in the room, it's really not sustainable, right? To be an independent musician, trying to put out records and recording in studios. I think if you're a musician and you're not really chasing like fame and fortune through music, because I don't think that everyone is necessarily making music because they want to be the next like headlining arena selling artist. You know, some people just do it because it's fun and it's a great creative outlet, and then also it's nice to just have an actual physical piece of music, right? It's nice to have a physical object representing this collaboration between friends. Hopefully they're friends. If not, why are you doing music with people you don't like? So that part of it is a little worrisome, because I do hope to continue going into the studio to record and making records. But it's just not sustainable, you know? In order for us to be able to make money doing this, we would have to sell hundreds more vinyls than we currently are. And to do that, we would really need to like start touring and things like that. And, you know, we work, we've got full-time jobs, and, you know, bills need to be paid and life. So we can't just go for European tours or tours across the country. So I don't know. It's kind of grim if you're not rich trying to make art. Is that the thesis? If you're not rich, don't make music. That's a horrible, cynical thing to say. I kid. Seriously, be kind to your rich friends. Seriously, they really got it hard. So, what's in the future for us? Future for us is if you're local, and I'm talking like Brooklyn local, right? Not like upstate New York local. If you're local, we're playing August 25th at SLEEPWALK in Bushwick with Janet LaBelle and Andrew
Pichardo.
And it's going to be a special show where we do kind of like a stripped down set. We're going to play some new songs. It's going to be great. It's going to be very different from our normal shows. Okay, thank you for watching this. I hope you're doing well. I hope life isn't too hard. And I'll see you out there. Bye. Oh, confession time. These glasses, they're not really prescription. I think they just make my head not look as big. They're all show. I'm a total fucking phony.